Alright, Shalom Akim, Kahala, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rachakwadash, double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Rule Well, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes through to the four corners of the earth. You know, it says Shalom. So I'll touch on this video. See, up to 700 detained during yellow vest protests across France. Now you're seeing how all these prophecies, like all of them coming together simultaneously. You're seeing a lot of prophecies pertaining to all the end time prophecies that we just preach about. Things like uproars of the people, earthquakes in diverse places. Even though there's certain things you'd already see on the news, so you had to dig up to actually find it. Uproars of the people in certain places that have things like famine, right? You're even seeing things coming closer to the famine in the world also because of how they're making all this the kind of tarnishing freedom of speech. You know, you no longer have rights to say certain things or to tell people certain things. You're seeing all these prophecies come into play little by little.
As fears grow over mass violence in the French capital, police have moved quickly to use tear gas against yellow vest protesters. At this stage, we know over 500 people have reportedly been arrested in Paris, with 300 of them placed in police custody. The protest movement has called this Saturday a day of rage, in what marks a fourth weekend in a row of anti-government rallies.
So mark the fourth week that this actually happening. And it started off, I think it was because of rising gas prices. And it's still continuing. I read a scripture. This is Proverbs 29 verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And you can see signs that are happening all over the world right now. You can see that the people are mourning, even though they might want to call America the land of the free and the land of opportunities. Majority of the people across there, they're mourning right now. And all the other countries also, that you'll see that Esau have dominion over, they're mourning as well. You understand? There's only few other countries that are not ready. Few other countries that are not ready under the Western governance that much. They're not as bad as everywhere else. And even in those countries, people still mourning. Why?
Okay, so let's now get a sense of what is happening right now on the Parisian streets. As you can see, the yellow vest protesters in the distance. There, almost a blockade of them as riot police, really geared up to the max. They've been firing, just waiting for the camera just to pan around here to see the police on the opposite side of the street there. Tear gas deployed. That is the smoke you're seeing on the streets now. Our correspondent is right now amongst them. Charlotte Dubinsky has been there some hours now and has seen the protest develop from early in the morning. Let's cross now to Charlotte and ask her what is happening right now. Charlotte, what we are really seeing here, aren't we? Unrest on French streets. Another
Slack here for the stupid noise. I keep forgetting to cancel off.
weekend, it seems to be building up to perhaps the worst we've seen.
Well, that's possibly, and that's exactly what the French government was warning this weekend. If we thought the violence last week was anything to go by, the government was saying it's going to be even worse now. We're just walking down the Champs-Elysees, and you probably can see the live pictures from our camera. There's been tear gas dispersed constantly on the Champs-Elysees since we arrived in the last few hours. And as you can see there, protesters are running towards the police in the distance, and more riot police now running down to aid their colleagues who are having glass bottles thrown at them. Look at those those stun guns, we're seeing the tear gas being dispersed in the air now. It really does feel like this conflict.
And like I say, I've seen all the prophecies happening. I've seen all the prophecies happening right now, but on a smaller scale compared to the times that are to come. Right? And it's just getting worse and worse as time goes by. So there's second is just 15, I'll start from 14, right? We say, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It say, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now when time come, you go be on the extreme scale. You're gonna see people warring against each other. You'll see people shooting missiles against each other. But now even in civil areas, you're seeing small cases that is happening. And even in this situation, you will start to see it get worse in certain places. Because when things like famine hit certain countries and the people have nothing to eat, you're going to see a lot of invading houses and all these different things. When people starving and they're eating others. And they're eating others. You'll start to see a lot of that. But for now, you're seeing it happening, but on a smaller scale. Right? It say, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. It say, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And you're actually seeing them. You're seeing the symptoms of all this happening right now. They're not regarding the kings and the princes. You understand?
Is heating up and the tension is becoming relatively unbearable here in Paris. We've been speaking to people in the streets telling us what President Macron, what the government has done is not enough. But look at those pictures, that tear gas just raining down in the air now and just engulfing the entirety of the Champs-Elysees. Unbelievable. You can barely see past that cloud down, those stun guns still going off, and that cloud of tear gas raining down. Let's take a listen to what some of the protesters have been telling us.
I came here today because I come every day. There was violence today also. But what I saw last week on the 1st of December really affected me. That's why I've come here today.
Our policy is not right. Our deputies don't represent us. We don't like the minimum wage. We are already at the minimum. The whole of France is here.
And they're complaining for these things because it's in a bad state. When it reach rock bottom, imagine how it'll behave.
I identify myself with the Yellow Vests. The Yellow Vests are here in support of an idea. The whole nation is one. The whole of France is here. There is no difference between us. They are imposing taxes, taxes, taxes. And it cannot be like that anymore.
Well, as you can see, the Champs-Elysees still getting crazy with that tear gas just engulfing. We had been told that over 500 people had been taken in, arrested by the police. Over 300 of those have been staying in custody, and that was in an attempt by the police to try and control the violence that they were expecting here in places like the Champs-Elysees, but it doesn't seem like that's happened. The tension is ratcheting up here. As you can tell, those stun guns are going everywhere, and it is absolutely...
See the woman get frightened and she run. I'd imagine this is how chaotic it is now, and it not even to the extent where people are hungry and have nothing to eat and have to try to steal from each other constantly. Like you'll see it have in certain countries like Venezuela, you know, and certain other Latin countries it's happening too also. This country still didn't reach that level yet. So imagine when it reached that level, the police wouldn't be able to detain everybody, because everybody will be like that and they can't detain everybody. Majority of the police might even be like that in that time, because the police wouldn't have anything to eat either. So imagine how chaotic that will be. She can't even walk through that crowd right now without feeling unsafe. Imagine when the time comes that total chaos breaks out, and you can see that it's not far.
Crazy here at the moment on the Champs-Elysees. We will of course keep you up to date as this story develops.
Bear in mind, of course, Charlotte is
Satan
one of the
always like
busiest,
to-
if not the busiest shopping day of the year. This
I
is
wasn't getting a
centre
message
Paris.
before, you know.
Tourists galore would have booked their time there for maybe months ago, and this is the scenes that they are seeing. Authorities really at this stage not looking as if they are in control of those extreme yellow vest protesters. Of course, a lot of peaceful protesters out there as well in Paris. Charlotte, thank you very much for that. So again, just to reiterate, these are live scenes of what is happening right now in Paris. As you can see, two lines of barricades, one the authorities, the other here the protesters. There have been really running battles at each other right throughout the day in Paris, as Charlotte was just speaking about the tear gas being used in the middle of them at the moment. Well, French publisher and journalist Emeric Monville says the silence of officials, and especially that of the country's president, is not helping the situation.
The most dangerous is the violence of the state, not the violence of the people. And when they speak about a real military coup d'etat, we must take it very
And
seriously.
there's at times the government has actually been trying to get these things to happen, because out of chaos that is create order. So they could actually be causing this to be able to usher in some plan that they have. You understand? Putting the country into a terrible state just so the people could riot, just so they could bring out their new plan, which they will call the plan to fix everything. But actually just a tool for control.
And the silence of President Macron is very worrying. Of course, his strategy is to let his prime minister taking the rap, like he did all this week, because this week there was a lot of confusions. They made a lot of concessions, but it was too late. People wanting to go away, and maybe we'll speak next week, but it's too late.
Well, France is not the only country facing discontent on its streets. In Belgium, police have arrested around 100 people trying to start their own yellow vest protest. A Brussels police spokesperson said that demonstrators had not received permission for the rally.
Imagine it's so wicked. They want to tell you that you had to receive permission to protest. When you're protesting, you're debating against something that you find is unfair. So you had to receive permission to protest. Anyway, with that, say shalom.